Philippines, and now I want to talk about the Indonesia trip. So I've done this a couple of times as well, and it's absolutely awesome. So what we try and do when we go to a lot of these places is we try and go on the road slightly less traveled for at least a portion of the trip, and just to try and make it different so you can learn something new or do something. So you'll notice that on most of the courses we have a skill, and we actually have some really cool activities. But having said that, we also like to give you some downtime so you can do it. So just a couple of pictures here. You can see Mount Rinjani in the top right hand side there. So that's the peak, and that's a active volcano that we hike to the top of, and that's a lake at the top there. And that one in the middle there is as well. So down the bottom there you'll see a couple of photos, and that's from Gili Trawangan, which is the main island we spend. And down the bottom there's the freediving course that I did, which is absolutely awesome. So let's go into some of the details here. So freediving, for those of you that don't know, is diving without tanks, without any of that sort of gear. So it's learning to dive deeper but on a single breath. So I did that course probably about 2 years ago now, and you learn to dive to over 20 meters on this course with only a single breath of air, and it is absolutely awesome. So there's a couple of instructors there. One of them is the British champion, and the people down there are absolutely awesome. So you learn about your breathing, about diving, about all the techniques and skills, and we go out on the boat and you learn to dive over a few days. And it's really awesome, and you get a certification out of that. So you get SSI certified. Once we've done that, and once we're feeling on top of the world and feeling better than everyone else, we then get a boat across to Lombok and hike Mount Rinjani. So Mount Rinjani is this mountain. So we start really early one day. We hike 3/4 of the way up. We have a few Sherpas, and they make you like banana pancakes in the morning, and they carry a lot of the food and that sort of stuff. Then one night, what happens is we go to bed early, we get up pretty late, and we do a really early morning hike up to the top of this mountain so that at sunrise, we can watch the sunrise over the top of this mountain. And the really funny thing is that when you're on Gili Trawangan, you can see Mount Rinjani in the distance, and you can see the top of it is over the cloud line. So you're sitting on top of this cloud line, just watching an absolutely epic sunrise over this mountain. Just absolutely awesome. So then what we do is we come down the mountain a different way, and we can go fishing at like a lake in the mountain and that sort of stuff. So once we've done that, we get back down to Lombok. Then we go across to this town where we'll be doing some sea fishing. So we'll be getting on some boats, going off the island and fishing there, and hoping to get some really serious fish. That's more of just a fun activity, just a way to chill out, potentially have a few beers off the boat, and just do a bit of fishing. It's going to be really awesome. So as you can see, there's an activity there. There's a couple of activities that are going to be really awesome. But in between that, we have a couple of days off and new skills and that sort of stuff. And this trip is an absolute bargain at the ticket price. I think I have it here. There you go. So this one's only $1,550, and this one's at the end of September and the start of October, where the other one's the middle of October towards the end of October. So there is the opportunity, to sort of potentially do both if that's your thing. And the same as the other one, includes all accommodation. There won't be internal flights with this one, but internal transport boats. All the activities, so includes your certification, includes the Mount Rinjani hike. It does include tips and that sort of stuff, so you might have to tip your Sherpas. I think it's only like $10 or something like that. That's sort of the expectation. And it includes all your meals during the Mount Rinjani hike, and they're all carried and everything. So it's going to be really awesome. And a really funny thing is we actually have to bring warm clothes and cool clothes because it gets really cold up on the mountain. So you're going to have to pack really well. But because of the place we're staying and because of the people we're hiking with, you can actually leave a lot of your gear down at base camp, and we can pick it up when we come back. So that's the Indonesia trip. And as you can see, they're both going to be really awesome. So for those of you that don't know, you've probably seen us posting a lot of stuff now. You probably followed us somehow on Facebook and found us. Just a little bit about BroTrips. So we're an Australian company from Melbourne. Okay, so we're from Australia. It's run by me. My name's James, and I'm the main tour guide for these trips. Now, I've actually done both of these trips a couple of times. So I'm a traveller. I've been travelling for about 5 years now. And the reason I started BroTrips was because I had a load of really awesome trips away where, just had too many beers with some mates and loads of fun. I just thought some people don't have the time in order to plan these sorts of things. And I've been self-employed for a number of years. So I was pretty lucky and fortunate to have the opportunity to be able to sit there and work a lot of these things out and take the time, where I know a lot of people are on time restraints and they'd like to plan a trip like this or do a trip like this, but they don't have the time to organise it or the energy, or they just can't be staffed. So we just wanted to make really epic trips and give people the opportunity. So there's another couple of trips we have coming up to Malaysia where we're going to go island hopping there and potentially do some scuba, some really cool stuff. And as I said, I've done all of these trips multiple times and know locals in all of these areas. All across the Philippines, all across Indonesia, we're going to be working with some really cool local people. And what that means is you get a completely different experience than you would if, you went and did it yourself. And just to, I guess, to try and filter out people that aren't right for coming on trips with us, our real philosophy is to just create an awesome experience. So if you're after staying in swanky wanky hotels, then we're definitely not for you. We'll always choose the guest house over the hotel because that's where the travelers are. Where the fun's to be had. So, we'll always choose the room on the water with a rickety fan and a mosquito net over the wanky hotel with a pool, just because it's just much more of an organic experience. You can go there, you can eat the local food, you can go down the beach when you want, you can stress less, and it's just more of a laid-back vibe. And that's the way we like to travel, and that's the way I like to travel, and that's the way, I imagine our guests are going to like to travel. They want to go somewhere, and instead of, sort of being at home away from home, they want to actually experience something, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here with some of these trips. So now let me get into the details of this fire sale. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So it's going to be on May 23rd at midday. So start saving your pennies. So what is a fire sale and what's the trip? So we're going to be starting the trips off and giving a really heavy discount on the trip. So the Philippines trip, $1,750. On that Friday at 12 p.m, we're going to be opening slots for $1,450. So that's $300 off. So I want you to think that for that, you're getting your motorcycle hire, all of your internal flights, your scuba diving license, all of your accommodation, tour guide the whole way along. It's actually really, really, really cheap. And for the Indonesia one, instead of $1,550, it's going down to $1,250. So that's a complete bargain. And if you add flights on top of both of those, you're only looking at about $2,000, which for 10 days is just insane. So it's going to be a completely awesome time. So we only have 6 spots left on each trip. And as each one sells, the price will go up by $50. So if you order straight away at midday, you'll get it for $14.50. The next person orders will be $15. The next person $15.50. The next person $16.50, etc. until they're all sold. Now, if you are bringing a mate along, and you want to get multiple tickets, then whatever the price is in at, so let's just say you order 3 tickets at $14.50, then you'll get 3 tickets at $14.50, and then the price will straight away go up to $1,600, for example. So there's a real advantage to you to reserve multiple tickets. Get a mate to come along, and get in there. So as I said, the first in is going to get the cheapest price, and we only require a $300 deposit if that part's the issue. So for example, let's just say we're running it on a Friday, you can't do it to Monday. That's fine, you just have to get in touch with us and let us know. We just want to make sure that these spots are going to people that actually want them and the people that actually are really, really stoked to come along on these trips. So it's going to start at midday for both trips. We're going to be posting links on the Facebook page, and also we've got an email database that you can join where you'll get notified at midday at 12 p.m. Let us know if this is something that you're going to be interested in participating in, because there's the opportunity for us to add extra dates and those sorts of things if this goes really, really well. So as I said, the whole reason we're doing this is because we want all these trips to be sold so that we can start focusing on the next trips and just start planning these. So when you do join a BroTrips trip, you become part of the BroTrips Brotherhood, which means you get discounts on all future trips. For this, you're also going to be needing t-shirts and some cool merch to come along with and that sort of stuff. So it's going to be really, really awesome. And once you're a part of it and once you've come along, we have no doubt you're going to be coming on more and more trips with us, and you do get first preference on future trips. And as I said, so Brotherhood discount pricing. Just a question that gets asked a little bit from our Facebook page through messages and comments and that sort of stuff is, are women and girls welcome to come along? Absolutely. We recognize that girls can be bros as well, so there's absolutely no hesitation. If you want to bring along a girl or a female, or if you are a girl or a female and want to come, we more than welcome you, because we know sometimes we need you to prove the boys right and show them how to actually drink and how to actually have fun. So come along. We're going to have an awesome time. So as I said, these things are going to be on the Facebook page, and also you can join our email list. Just click through our website. There's an Inquire Now button. Click that. Just fill out your details. And then you'll be on our email database. So don't worry about getting lots of phone calls or anything like that. Just click Inquire Now, and I'll know that anyone between now and next week who enters that just wants to be notified about the fire sale. So it's going to be awesome. Really, really looking forward to having you come along. And yeah, grab these deals, because as I said, $14.50 and $12.50 for these trips is really, really cheap. And the earlier you get in, the cheaper price you're going to get. So really, really looking forward to meeting some of you and having an absolutely awesome time. Thanks, guys. Bye.